Welcome to part 2. There'll be a link in the description for part 1 channel messages for anyone who hasn't checked that out yet. Let's continue on. The opposites we're creating through. So we're going to have a tower moments that connect, and we're going to see what it's connected to right now. All right. Being called to work with a little bit of the past here and see what it's connected to. Get some witch's wisdom. Has something to do with the cup. And a sequence has been shown and will be going forth there next week, guys. This week we're going to close out this week with a fresh approach. Thanks to the blue moon and the Luna. All right. The Herbal Kitchen Alchemist, and we know on our last message it was the mystical marriage, and the mystical marriage and the gift of Mercury going direct is alchemy. And it's connected to the masculine and death. The masculine's now singing their authentic tune and their authentic song, and they've started singing now within this healing symphony we're creating. Now, this is the Herbal Kitchen. This is the card I was talking about, and there it is. It's on point with the sequence. This is, of course, the answer that we're going to get, and it, of course, is connected to this message. This is a life or death situation. We're going to have a rebirth. And it's to honor self. It's time. And this is a recalibration to the masculine energy. And it's going to have to do with alchemy. We will receive these two messages. We've already received this one to finish off the sequencing, to get the answer of the equation, and go forth with our message. But this is going to show us this is still connected, and these energies are still active. And we're being reminded of this right now. And it has to do with a raise in vibration and honoring and working with the masculine, and a honoring of being a kitchen witch. Alchemy. Now, before we do receive these messages, I do want to say there is a lunar eclipse here happening at the end of the month, as well as we're just going to be meeting on November 11th, because up here in Canada it's Remembrance Day, and we're going to be remembering peace. So we'll see you tomorrow, okay, guys? Herbal Kitchen Alchemist. Mixing, making, stirring, brewing, boiling, baking, frying, stewing, collecting plants and herbs to use. Selecting carefully now to choose. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There it is, done. The witch's wisdom. You have a natural affinity with all kinds of plants and herbs. Experimental cooking, making potions, and plant medicine has always excited you. Sure has me. Ooh, I'm feeling it. Plant medicine has always excited me. This is how we heal in the kitchen. Food is medicine. We take 3 to 6 times a day. And we've forgotten that here because it's unbalanced, it's warped. We're always in indulgence. Like, that is the connection to the devil energies. We're always in overindulgence. And we need to, do some impulse control work and get back to the basics. And you know what? Cooking holistically can still taste incredible. You just have to get used to it. And once you start seeing the rejuvenation properties that offers, holistic cooking is one of the biggest secrets to rejuvenation, to the secret of youth, to healing. Herbal Kitchen delights in confirming you that you are indeed a natural kitchen witch. Yet, have a strong connection with the elements of the earth, and of course, the plant kingdom. You are being called to step up and take your alchemistical abilities to the next level. Draw on your inner wisdom to work with plants and herbs to assist you in your spell work. Look into making alternative or natural remedies, healing sprays, as well as delicious meals that you can tempt your family and friends with. This is also something that I was called to do along the path, and we do here all the time at the channel. And this is great. This means that, you know what? We are building New Earth. This is how we're doing it, by honoring all these pieces of ourselves. The kitchen is where you belong and feel most at home. Time to cook up a storm, and look, we're going to honor it to our family and friends. Our witch's foresight. Your ability to work with plants and herbs hails from a past life. Invest in studying plants. Your body may be giving you signals to eat a plant-based diet. Check with your doctor first, this says. And write a book of natural remedies for ailments. Pursue your dream to cook. And this is what happened to me. You know, my system just couldn't take it anymore. And so many people I know. And this is a plant-based diet. This is just doing the best we can. You know, being called to go more plant-based to restore the balance. Herbal Kitchen revealed. Since ancient times, herbs have been used as potions, elixirs, infusions, tinctures, and drawing on cave walls depict our ancestors using herbs. From sacred woodlands to your herbal garden, the spirit of plants hold earth and elemental magic. Each plant teacher, when asked, will assist you in your magical work. Right now, you are urged to connect with your masculine side and harness the driving force of independence. A rational and analytical attitude is required in order to override any emotions that often rule you. Unleash your rebellious streak and be willing to use force if you have to. This is not a time to be passive or accepting. The Lord or God is waiting to be called upon so that he can provide you with the tools you need for the battle ahead. With the divine masculine on your side, you can be sure that you are on the winning team. This is an auspicious moment. And this is some straight truth. First of all, this is honoring through the dark side a humble charge. Get burned. And you will feel the fire and understand what I'm talking about, for those of you that are resonating with this. And you understand not to play with that. You understand, and if you do play there, that it's only every once in a while, and then you come back, and it is like you don't overindulge there. You're allowed to go there every once in a blue moon, but you don't overindulge there, because if you do, you're playing with fire, and you will get burned. And that is the energy of Scorpio, and that is almost like this, like the dark side's going to get purified through a really intense purification, whatever's, you know, needing to go of shadow self. And it's honoring what we don't want to look at. It's honoring this really sick place, right? And we heal from that, and we come back from it, and we don't have shame, and we forgive, and we start looking at things as experience. Remember, riding the bike with our energy. We're using the tools to the best of our capabilities, and this is now restoring balance, and we can't let our emotions lead the way. Remember now, the cups is leading the way in the transformation, because this makes the sense. This is the patterning we need. We need the 13 spheres of knowledge. So, the cups, the mother energies, the connection to the 13 spheres of knowledge, and the older of the two, because the earth is the daughter energy. No, we can still work with her, but we need the older of the two is leading the way, and we need to access this information, but then we need to apply the masculine, but we can't stay emotionally lit. Our emotions are hurting us, and this has to do with how the unspoken energies are expressing and connecting to us through expression. And it's connected to the King of Cups, and they keep showing, the Prince of Cups that is connected, they keep showing it to me, the connection within the Patch Tarot. Okay. Lord God revealed. When calling upon the Lord, you are beseeching the male essence of the all. He is the fatherhood who offers both protection and strength. The three aspects of the God is seen as nature's youth, father, and elder. You can choose to work with whichever aspect of the God you are drawn to bring into your life at any given time. Well, thank you. And thank you to the Witch's Wisdom Oracle cards today for helping us to receive our messages here to go along with channeled messages, as well as the imagery of the cards is beautiful. They're beautifully done, as you can see. And, our spells were cast as this was the time, Halloween, we didn't get to cast them, so we're casting them now. And Mercury's gone direct. So, there's a connection here. Alright, guys. Now we're going to get some tarot, and we're going to see what we're working with through the Karma Oracle. So we're just going to get a quick shuffle here with the tarot. And of course, this is going to be connected to the Ten of Pentacles here. Confirmation right there, and the Karma Oracle right here. Karma cards. And we're going to receive our activation. The Tower is going to activate a connection through a separation, guys. The Tower is going to activate a separation, a connection through a separation, but it will allow us, after we heal from it, to feel like the cat that's scratching. It's releasing something. It's like releasing this built up tension, and it's healing, and it's creating peace within. It's feeding something. It's feeding something in a positive way. Oh, and let's not forget, we're going to get a quick shuffle on these cards right here. Those are good. Okay, let's go this way. Let's see what's happening. Let's arrow. We left something behind. The Seven of Swords is here. We've left something behind. It's connected to our peace, but it's an illusion. We think we left something behind. We have to go back within our past to be happy within our present, to create our future, or to have something within our future, but it's an illusion. We have everything we need within us, and we need to deal with our heartache and create peace within us. And it's through the Three of Cups. It's restoring connection through our emotions, through the cup. We have to take our mask off. This has to do with the Queen of Swords, an authentic tune. We're going to find strength. We're going to find strength to connect with like-minded souls and create within the void. We're going to create that triangle. We're going to make the connections we need to make between body, mind, soul. Something isn't in alignment with body, mind, and soul, and so we need to fix it. And when we do, something's going to be activated here with the Eight of Wands through the Three of Pentacles. And it's connected to our future message and our truth from within, the Hermit. And of course, there was an interruption because we were getting to the fact that we repaired the connections within through the Page of Swords, through honoring our truth. We got the Hermit, repairing the connections within. It has to do with our wisdom, a connection to old earth, through new earth, through the present, but through our past lives, through also our starseed roots and homes, through a connection to like who we are outside of the planet. that is allowing us to connect deeper to our truth through the masculine, honor the masculine, work with the masculine's purification, and we got the Six of Cups. And that's what we're working on right now. And then we had an interruption, and I didn't even notice. And the Emperor's here with the Ace of Cups, which we're working through, and of course, the Earth. The Earth and the Ace of Cups. The harmonic between the feminine energies to restore balance. And that's going to literally help us to restore balance through the Earth. Justice and the Two of Pentacles is here with Temperance. From the heavens to the earth, through us we shall expand with justice, and we do so. But this is thanks to moving forward with the patterning that we need from the heavens to the earth through us here with the coins here. But our direct connection to La Luna. And the Eight of Swords, and why we're actually within this energy right now. Currently. We're being poked and prodded to transform because of justice. But we will be offered a healing afterwards. The stars here, the energies of New Earth. Let's see. See what's being activated here. Rainbow light. Capricorn. Our goals. We're working on our focus with the moon. We're defending ourselves in order to accept ourselves through our feelings. To understand our perceptions. And here is our feelings, working with Cancer, and our attitudes from the past, our intuition. But it has to do with the 11th house and humanity's sake, our hopes and wishes and the future. So now we are working with the past, present, and future. Through Saturn, through our maturity. But there's a caution regarding something. We have a limitation here, and of course we do, because it's connected to Mars. We're gonna confront something to why we are overacting or inacting, and it's connected to our destiny, the 10th house. The 10th house, right? Our destiny. Where we're going, our 10 of Cups. With the 6th house, service to others, what is good, and our work. Let's take a look at it like this, okay? So we have Capricorn. Now, this is our chance to make our dreams come true, but we have to work for them in the 3D. And Capricorn is symbolized by the head of a goat, but the tail of a fish. And that symbology is very big. The tail of the fish is our fantasies. It's what we're creating. It's, very much that mysticism, the spiritual side of things. The goat, the 3D part of things. How we're going to use our ambitions, our drive to work, to create. Even the symbology for the opposites coming together for us to create. We've got, it's like the 5D and beyond, meeting the 3D and what we came here to do, how we came here to expand things, how we came here to build. It's our dedication to achieve. Now, we're working with La Luna here, our habitual habits, our patterning, the connection to our cycles, our rhythms, us. This is how we nurture ourselves. But this is also how we react. There's a connection here because with Capricorn being here, this is our chance to become more crystalline through hard work and dedication. But La Luna is here, the connection to the patterning, our rhythms, our authenticity of how we create here. There's movement. And it's going to be the movement that's connected to our feelings that is going to allow us to become more crystalline and do what we came here to do. We are working with Saturn and Mars. Now, Saturn, the Lord of Karma, is connected to Capricorn. There's our connection right there. Now, around here, we're not talking about who rules who. We're creating anew and building with the energies of New Earth. No one rules anything. We're all equal. So you will never hear me say around here who rules who. Saturn is connected to Capricorn. And Saturn, the Lord of Karma, is our anchor to who we need to be, to what we came here to do, to our maturity, to the straight truth, the heart of the matter. Saturn is the connection to our truth and the balancing of our karmic scales through the dedication to our truths. And the Lord of Karma is here today because we need to be realistic about how we're going to become more crystalline, how we're going to actually create from the 5D and beyond in the 3D. And what does that look like? And remember that it doesn't look the same. When we're creating it here, it never quite looks the same, right, as the way it did in the 5D and beyond, because it's in the 3D. We're actually creating it. And much of this is about learning about the creation process and what that means, and not getting frustrated, not getting and giving up. Understanding we're learning through repetition. We're learning through what may feel like a failure, but it's not. It's an experience, and that's what the Lord of Karma wants us to know. The Lord of Karma is working with Mars. The masculine. Ooh. Did you hear that? The universe chimed on in. We have a massive storm brewing and brewing. That was brewing and blowing combined. Love it. We're on track. We're on track around here. You always know when we're mixing our words and combining them that we're on track. We're doing alchemy. Now, this is our drive. This is our force. This is our ambition. So now the masculine is connected to the feminine. All right? So we're going to use our drive. We're going to use our ambition. We're going to use our force. And this is how we actually build with our ego here. And yes, we do build with our ego. Guys, we're multidimensional. We're honoring everything. It's not like we're just going to, kick our ego on out the door, or, get a scalpel and remove our ego like cancer. That's not what this is. This is using everything to get to where we're going. We're going to heal with self. So we're going to understand that our ego is part of our drive and our ambition to stay alive. And you know what? Much about astrology is about life and death, and how do we thrive here? How do we stay alive? And what we're figuring out, it's all about how we heal. It's all about our daily patternings, and we're getting there. But let's just jump back over here. Now, we're working with Cancer. Look, the connection to our feelings, the nurturing energy, the mothering energy, and we're fixing something. We're untwisting something. We're understanding what real nurturing looks like. Probably for most of us, our mother nurtured us within the templates of old earth. So we understood that type of nurture. But we're amping up the game. We're amping up the building. We're amping up what we came here to do, mission work. And so now we are implementing and creating and acting on the templates and patterning of nurturing of new earth, and what that means to mother, what that means to mother's self. And this is connected to the 11th house. Now, the 11th house is our connection to Aquarius, but it's also how we're going to meet up and create here through our individual experiences, but it's a group of like-minded people coming together to create a new, to invent. And that's what we're doing. We're going to invent how to nurture and mother and have growth with self through our connection to other people. And these are the builders of New Earth. These are our soul tribe members. These are the like-minded people we came here to connect with. And this is from channeled messages. This is our connection to that, working with this energy. We're all going to come together and we're going to invent the patterning of New Earth, which is written and coded within our divine blueprint, within ourself. And that is working with the 10th house, our purpose, our destiny, our fate. And where Cancer may have been our mothering energy, This is the connection to our fathering energy. Balance now. But there's a deep connection to how our mother nurtured us and the connection to our mother and father within the 10th house. Now, this does not mean that we had a perfect upbringing, as many of us know. We didn't come here to experience that. In order to experience the energy of the opposites, to create a new, to understand the feeling of the opposites, to understand how to pull it all together and create a new, higher vibe visions. And also fighting back for the fact that you matter. You literally matter and what you came here to do. And pushing back for your place on the planet. And it's like when those negative forces push us, we're going to go within. Yeah, we're going to heal. We're going to analyze. We're going to transmute. But then we're going to come back. We're going to push back with energies of self and to continue to create and expand our space here on the planet, because we matter and our mission matters and what we came here to do. And that's why we're healing right now with force, our drive, our action, how we're going to confront our truths, how are we going to confront becoming more crystalline and what we came here to do, restoring balance through self. Because it is balanced to have some sort of fantasy to create with that, and then to have some sort of realism, drive, goals, and ambitions for what it really looks like. There's a truth there, but it's in the energy of the opposites balanced through the center. And this is what we're learning how to do through our purpose. And this is connected to our success, but look, also our responsibility, that we have a responsibility to become the person we came here to become, our authentic self. And it's right now connected to the sixth house. And this is how we're in service to others. And right now it's how we're in service to others is a connection to how we're in service to self. And that is the 6th house. How we're serving others through self. And what we need to do right now is to look at our everyday patterning of how we treat the body. How are we fueling the body? Because remember, astrology is our deep connection to life and death and staying alive, thriving, and understanding that the heavens are speaking to us here down on the earth through us. There's a massive connection, and it's understanding how to read this. And that's what we do here. We're coming together through the energies of New Earth to learn how to read this. And there is a connection to the 1st house that is represented here because, first of all, Mars is here. And this is how we project ourselves. And so there's a key connection here to how we project ourselves out into the world through, yin and yang, dark and light, but through the center of self. And much of it's going to have to do right now with the 10th house and the 6th house. And guys, remember, it's so important how we fuel self right now. How we fuel self. Our everyday patterning is going to get us to where we're going. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. The 10th house is connected to Saturn and Capricorn. There we have all three. There is our house, our planet, and our sign. All three have made their appearance within this sequence. And the 6th house is connected to Mercury. So Mercury has been communicating for us to some time what we need to do to fuel self. There is a deep connection there, and it has to do with the energies of New Earth and the coming together through the 11th house. So, this is where if all of a sudden, you went vegan and then you found all these like-minded souls that are vegan and they want to come together and create something anew for New Earth. This is that exact type of thing. Okay. Where are we going? A fresh approach with youth, rejuvenated, everything that we set forth to achieve, thanks to the sequence that's being created through the death and rejuvenation and the cups, the Queen of Pentacles, through the Hermit. and the sun. We shall expand. My goodness, did you see that? We get a reshuffle. These cards fly out, hit the 8 of coins from the 5D to the 3D. You've got this pile of cards, and underneath it, we've got the Lovers. All right, let's see. 7 of Cups. Our illusions are going to suffocate us if we don't see through them. But they're connected to New Earth. Remember, we're creating in the energy of the opposites. So our illusions are helping us to create New Earth, but we're shattering through them. We've gone from below, now we're coming back up to above. And that's allowing us to create with the Queen of Wands energy. We have a charge here. We're connected to our divine spark. And we need it to heal from the dark with the 6 of Wands. We're going to act on something. And we're going to act on actively moving away from what's not serving us. But this is swords. This is our mind. So what do we not actively need for our communication? What's not actively of use for us to analyze? And it is connected to the Lovers. And right now, the Lovers are working on restoring peace through the mind, everything we've set forth to achieve from all of our messages, through the 10 of Cups. Our purpose, our path, our connection, the divine, what we're creating within the cups with our patterning. And that right now is connected to the Page of Wands and the High Priestess. Through the world. We're expanding. We're learning how to destroy and to create, and to create and to destroy. And right now it's connected to the 5 of Cups. So we're learning how to create joy from our sadness and happiness. And it's also connected to the 5 of Pentacles. Our lack of through the earth. We're healing from that through the 3, and now here it is. It's all on point. It's all on point, connected to channeled messages into where we just were. Through death, through a death and transformation, and it actually restores balance now from the 6 of Cups to the 6 of Pentacles through the earth. But we're going to go without something. And it's connected to the 9 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles is connected to the 9 of Cups. And what is it? What are we going without? What are we going without? And here is the next card in the sequence. Alrighty. We're purifying with Scorpio season with the first house. Connecting to New Earth, Aquarius, and Pluto to resurrect. We're going to immediately resurrect the way we project ourselves, how we do things. Oh, we're back to our first message. And look, everything is all on point. We finished off the sequence. We are working with Scorpio. Purification to resurrect, because we're resurrecting our center. We're having a rebirth of our center, and this is allowing us to have a regeneration. And this is the gift that's being offered. This is that connection to the Death card and the Queen of Cups and the rejuvenation being offered there. And this is a purification to a rejuvenation of self. And it's like not just going and buying this most expensive face cream that's made out of like some fancy jellies. This is doing the work to create the patterning that actually creates a rejuvenated self. This has to do with healing. This has to do with the carusis and mission work. We are going to receive some key pieces of information from this card and the connection to Pluto, because look, they're both here. And we're working with the first house. This is how we project ourselves out into the world. The first house is a combination of when we were born, within the heavens, we have our sun and our moon. And how we project ourselves out into the world is our first house, our ascendant, our ascending sign. And we can know a lot about ourselves through this. You know, if let's say you're in Aquarius, but your ascendant is in Scorpio, well, you might be a little bit of a mystery to people. They're like, yeah, you don't act like an Aquarius. Well, that's because how you project yourself out into the world is your ascendant. And that's what we're doing. What we're doing is we're purifying how we project ourselves out into the world. But this has a lot to do with how we create with self. And we're going to jump forth to Aquarius here. The energy of Aquarius, of New Earth, is being able to detach ourselves from other people's opinions. To not let other people's opinions and how other people view us to weigh us down. This is accepting our uniqueness, our what's the word I'm looking for? Eccentricities. Guys, you know the word I'm talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't get it out. And this is for the good of humanity. This is like, you know what? The world can just constrict us. Old Earth can just constrict us, right? And we have all of like the whole, this is that energy, the whole world pushing us, but then we push back with self. We push back for what's right for the greater good. And this is a combination of the unification that we're doing here, but through all of our own individual universes. And a lot of this is respecting one's universe. My universe doesn't look like your universe, and we don't have to get into a war with each other because they don't look the same, so that we both feel safe, that we're both right. This isn't about that. This is about understanding we're both authentic. Both of our universes can come together. We can learn from each other. We can resonate from each other. Both of us can come together to create a whole, to create a new picture, to create a new, but we're still honoring each other's universes. We're still honoring each other's uniqueness, and we're not taking everything to heart here. It doesn't mean things don't matter. It doesn't mean we don't care. It's just that this is not an emotionally driven sign. And we, think about that. If we're always emotionally driven, that would get us into trouble. This is restoring balance. This is a deep connection to Saturn. And it's like when these two energies can work together, this is like the strict father, the anchor. This is what we must do in life. This is how we keep things balanced. This is the truth. You know, the Lord of Karma over here. And then we have the rebellious child that's here to rebel, that's here to, to act and create anew and be like, no, you know what? We can't always do things the way we've done things in the past. Yes, we can honor this, but look, this does not allow me to feel like my authentic tune and self is a part of this place. So I have to create something here. I have to do some alchemy to create some sort of middle meeting ground, and that's what we're doing here. It's like we're doing alchemy. It's just not oh, this is just me and this is just life. No, we're doing alchemy of us and life. That's what we came here to do, and combining it all into the beautiful melting pot of creation that we are the sacred container. Now, we're working with Pluto to resurrect, because everything I'm about right now is about life and death. That's where we're at. Life or death, baby. Things just got real, and they got real, real fast. Scorpio. The Scorpion. October 23rd to November 22nd. The sun's entrance into the sign of Scorpio was a matter of life and death. The sun's heat was dying, as were the crops, the flowers, the leaves, the trees. The least prized of the livestock were killed and the meat preserved for the coming winter. All this death, must have reminded our ancestors of their own mortality. But they realized that the leaves and the perennial crops and flowers would be back in the spring, and the annual crops and flowers would live on through their seeds. The animals that were killed would live on in their offspring and through the people who ate their flesh to survive. The reality of a kind of life after death in our ancestors' everyday world suggested the possibility of a life after death for them too. Guys, that's big. Scorpio is associated with the most powerful magical mysteries in our lives: sex. And sex is a matter of life or death, isn't there, guys? That's how we're procreating. Death and resurrection, power and change, the parts of the body that are ruled by this are our reproductive organs. I can just hear all the meat eaters out there right now. See, look, we ate meat in the past. It's all good, guys. This is where we evolve and create anew. And remember, we came here to. It's like, what is the patterning that we need to repair the planet? And the patterning that we need to repair the planet is many of us going vegan to restore the balance of all the animals that are now here just for our consumption. It's unbalanced. It's twisted. So yeah, we have to apply the direct patterning. Like, this was in one of my Starseed groups, and they were like constantly. They're always popping off and fighting about, as Starseeds, are we vegan or not? This is an everyday battle that's going on. Okay, and I explained my information, the patterning that we need to restore balance and heal the planet here is, for a multitude of us to pretty much become vegan so we can restore the balance. That's a patterning we need to apply here. It's all about, breaking it down. Who knew I'd be doing, working with numbers and patterning from a girl that was in the art class skipping math? Okay, not me. This is a spiritual quest and expansion looks like. Finding those pieces of yourself you lost along the way to create the whole self that you were always meant to be. And so now here we have this, problem. Let's even break it down to math class. We're trying to figure out how, we're using equations to fix the world, and we need this a patterning, and we need this certain patterning to restore balance here. Well, this is it. And we're not in the year, 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, guys. We have advanced. We have advanced from where we are. We're not staying stuck. This is where we're creating anew. We need to get on board with this. We just need to get on board with this. All right. Now, this is now connected to Pluto and the message of Pluto. Pluto is one of the most powerful planets out there, and it's very, the information from Pluto can be a little confusing because it is the planet of extremes. And it's so tiny. What? It's not even a planet anymore. Someone decided it's not a planet. Like, what? This is ridiculous. I can't keep up with this. Pluto is always going to be a planet to me. It doesn't matter how tiny you are. And all the left brainers out there, all the technical people right now, are like, shut up. You're not making any sense. Don't know what you're talking about right now. Yes, we have to keep things technical, but guys, this is the balance. Yeah, we're having things technical. This is once again everything we discussed when we first started discussing this message. Yes, we can be technical, we can be in the 3D, but we also have to have fantasy. We also, it's not logical there. It's a combination of both. It's the meeting of the middle. And this is who we really are. We came here to be the meeting of the middle for the rest of the collective. Here being the main message. Pluto has come to be associated with the process of breaking things down, decay, and the decaying of an entity, item, or situation that goes through at the end of its useful life, and a process that reduces it to its most basic component parts and then allows them to once again take form and be reborn like the mythical bird, the phoenix, and rise from the ashes of its former body. That's what we're doing. We are breaking down. So we're doing right now, we're breaking down. And what we need to get to the basic components. We're going to get down to the basic components that run things, and then we're going to rebirth. We're going to rebuild. This is everything. And the fact that we get to do this, This is magic. This is wonder. This is creation. This is everything. And like it allows us to heal the fact of why we're here. It allows us to be happy to be alive, to want to be alive. It is that connection to life and death and the thriving, because first we have to want to do it. We have to have the drive to do it. We have to have the drive to become crystalline. We have to have the drive to fight back with patterning of life. So we're going to go back to those key, mechanisms and components within us, back to the nitty gritty of self, to rebirth, rebuild, okay? Representing both the intellectual and emotional halves of the individualized soul. There's a connection to both of our halves being here to represent the whole. We have our intellectual and emotional halves coming together to help us rise from the ashes. And this is understanding the rapid breakdown and decay of the element plutonium transforms its basic matter into energy, the energy of a nuclear explosion. In both its solid state and that of pure energy, the power of plutonium is frighteningly great. Attempts at harnessing its power have created far more problems than have solved. And we know all about this with, war. And understanding that we still don't know how to properly take care of nuclear waste. Knowing that Pluto rules both the highest and lowest, there is a connection here in understanding that the danger will balance out and lead to an equal benefit. And this is beautiful. And you know what? Thank you right now to the Karma Cards by Monte Farber, the celestial mechanic, for helping us to receive these messages today, along with the channeled messages being received with them. And look at that. We're combining right there from the 5D and beyond to what has been created here within the 3D. What a beautiful gift. Now, this is where things get really, 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 really interesting. We are having a rebirth of our center. This is the information that we've been receiving for some time now, and it's right on point with what's being offered during Scorpion season, during the time of year that we have these energies at play for this part of the transformation. And we know this is happening through the death and transformation and the Queen of Cups, through a rebirth of the center, and it's connected to our spirit. It's becoming in union with our spirit, our soul. We're transforming. But this union of spirit has to take place outside of time and space. It's not taking place here. And in order to do so, remember, we have been connecting to Pisces and working with Pisces for some time now. Pisces is leading the way in this transformation. The old is leading the way for the new, and that's beautiful. But what's now happening, as the old has been leading away for the new, now the new is going to start leading and taking the way for the old. But this leading is not, we're actually building right now. This leading is analyzing what we need to build, what's working and what's not. This is where we're going to analyze what we need to remove so we can get back to the working parts that are moving, and we're going to remove what's not working, and then we're going to build off the working parts that are moving, and we're going to make a whole new creation. And it's of self, but it's thanks to this union that is happening of spirit with the divine, this new part of our soul's journey of transformation. So we need Neptune now. We're going to connect to Neptune because Neptune is the connection to our sacrifice. We are making a sacrifice in order to achieve this transformation, this alchemy. This is connected to the Hanged Man and the alchemy of the cups with the water energies. But what we're doing here is going to inspire others. And yeah, we are going to be prepared for a sacrifice because we understand what it's connected to. It's connected to what's happening here. And what we're doing is We are having a transformation of how we project ourselves out into the world. And it has to do with, right now, we've been projecting ourselves out into the world feeling separate. Our separateness has been being projected out into the world. But what's going to happen now is our unities will be projected out into the world, because we're repairing connections, we are rebuilding and creating a new, because we're having union with spirit. But it's happening beyond time and space. It's not happening here. Now we need Neptune, because what we're about to do here is beyond time and space. So we need Neptune to help us to connect to where we are having this rebirth. It's not happening here. This is a magnificent piece of information. The soul is using the material world for what it's meant to, and a place to learn the fundamental principles that are at the heart of reality. And by doing so the soul transcends the material world and reaches a union with spirit. This union is not apparent at first, but if we remember that Neptune told us, we realize that the union of soul and spirit would by definition have to take place beyond time and space. It's connected to New Earth. Love, light, and healing energy is sent your way to create today. I look forward to where we're going next, guys. Take care.